Hey, Don here. Well, I put my endoscope over there, so now it's out in the way. I didn't think about that. Um, there's always something in there. Okay, so I had it. Yeah, I'm back from my previous stream. Worked out pretty good with my new wireless mic. I got my little lapel plugged into my one of my cameras and do audio only stream, and it's a wireless mic now. It did work. It doesn't have near the quality of sound of the Shure SM58. I didn't think it would. I thought it might sound a little better, but it's also going through the phone wirelessly, so through the Wi-Fi network. So when I plug it into the VAMP, that'll be the true test, going through the exact same setup. Of course, I'll have to probably change the gain. I think it would probably be too much gain for that mic. Mic won't need as much gain as this Shure does. So if I was going to use it on there a lot, I would want to make me another setting, A, B, C, D. Make one of those to be just like this one, only with less gain, probably. Well, actually, I would just set it exactly what works best with that mic. It's a condenser mic, and this SM58's I forgot what they call the pickup on them. But anyway, um, so I thought I would get back here. Let me see, get on my desktop. Where is it? There it is. Okay, get back on the. Oh, first let's go to the endoscope. Let's see. Let me grab it, and I'll show. There's my. Oh, freaked me out. I heard something pop, and I heard something hitting the floor. There was two of those clips on there. When I started moving this around, one of them popped off, but that's okay. Just to keep it from coming off of the. I have it. It's not a very good view, but see, I have it draped over my rack, and I knew it would probably try to jump out of there when I started moving it. That way I can still move it, but it's also useful. Anyway, there's my little Wintech and my USB adapter. Can't actually get any closer than that. I should have gave it just a little more slack. And, it's not turned straight, but I can't have everything, There we go. Now you can see it good. But anyway, that tape on it to keep it from, it's not tight in there. It's not the same brand as the adapter. And the one the Strontium brand's card stayed in there pretty good. So anyway, I just remembered I had showed it the other day and I'd worked on it. Let me get off of that now. There. I showed it the other day and I had worked on it. And let me put this out of the way so it won't be in my camera. If I can get it to do that or not. That's almost completely out of the way. At least it's not right up really bad. So go to the desktop now. What I was thinking is, I think before I boot to anything, start booting this up again on that machine to try to use the programs and the ISOs and the rescue distros I have on here and stuff, or any of them, I need to get back to. I need to get back over here. Okay, now what I was trying to do. Oh, I need to use this. Let's see. I'm going to plug it in. Let it get mounted up. Yeah, I was pretty pleased. Let me go back over here. Okay, it's already mounted up. You know who that is? That's Amelia. Okay, let's go to it right here. 29 gigabyte. It's always a different number for what you really have and what. Okay, now if I go back one. Now here's the thing. I got to thinking I could when I was running my virtual XP, I thought maybe that my virtual in VirtualBox running Windows XP in the VM to run this. Where is it? Make this drive contiguous, which is it's a little script, CMD script. That'll you just double click on it in Windows and it'll run. You can't run it in. I don't think I have. If I had Wine in here, I don't think I have Wine on this system. Let's just see if I have it. Wine is it'll run some Windows programs. It's sort of a Windows emulator, but no, I don't have it because it's got to where it used to run some older XP stuff, but it doesn't run much of anything anymore. Anyway, so that's one reason why I went to, well, XP is the first machine I've had that could even run XP in the virtual machine and still use the machine. And you can't really run much of anything else. I can run OBS and XP in the virtual machine, and I can run my system monitor. I could, if I really needed to, I could turn it off, but I like to have it on if I can to be able to shut down unruly apps. Sometimes things happen, you know. But and just monitor my system and just to know how everything's going before that happens. I can shut down the one that's using up too much CPU or memory. That's the main reason I keep it running. But anyway, I got to thinking, you know, maybe it's a file permission problem. There's two things that occurred to me. I swear, I always thought it did mount just normally when I haven't booted that up yet, but I need to, and I won't until I get done in here, but I ended up having to make it a shared drive in the VirtualBox, and that does have different properties, and that may be why that it's failing. It's just it doesn't give you errors. It just opens up and then closes. And I thought, well, is it done or what? But it's not done because I could see there was a bunch of files that won't boot, and they look like the Matrix when you try to boot to them. You know, there's a bunch of I don't know if they're ones and O's or what. It looked like all O's to me, but anyway. It was a big mess. So I thought, okay, let's right-click on it. I'll have to be in, let's go ahead and get it like that. Now I'm going to open up Crusader in root mode. And that way I'll have full control, full permissions to do what I want to that drive. Should be able to anyway. Now then, I want to go back to the root, to the root folder of the drive, the 32 gigabyte card, as it's mounted in here. Look at the right click, mount properties. Now go to permissions. Now they belong to Don. That's good. That's what I want. All right. Now then, owner can view and modify. Group, others, they can only view. Okay. Now that's what I'm going to see if I can change, and maybe it'll fix that. There might be other times when I might need to have full access. Now that may have been what killed it, is file permissions. And if sometimes you can't do that on the root of a SD card or something like that, or a USB stick. But let's see if we can. Hit OK. Okay, now it didn't bring up a menu saying that it's working, so that may mean it didn't work. We'll see. Let me move this to the next folder, next workspace, so then I can switch quickly. And know where I'm at. Good. Okay, now let's see. Properties. No, it's not going to let me do that, but that's not the end of it all. My ISOs are the main thing. Let's do the ISOs folder by itself. And yeah, now let's just try the same thing. View and modify content. Apply to all subfolders. Okay. Okay, I don't think it worked. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to do that. Now let's see if I can do it to this one. All that should be, yeah, it's not. So I just can't do it to this USB drive, or to a USB drive. It's actually not well. It's the same thing. It's a flash memory card, a micro flash, but it's in a USB adapter. So and USB, they have flash memory soldered inside of them, so it's really the same thing. I mean, I'm sure there's differences, and especially with the ages, of exactly what kind of flash memory it is. But so I can't do that. But I remember distinctly that I used to do it in this virtual XP Windows machine, Windows virtual machine, XP. I did it. I originally think I built this in Windows 7, I think. So I got to, at first I was thinking, oh, I need to get into Windows 7, but that's the machine that's broke and all that. So I can't do that. Let's see. I had a bunch of trouble with not being able to write to it and everything from Linux, and I finally figured out that it wasn't. I thought it was a file permission problems fighting between XP, and which has happened in the past to me. I thought it was fighting between XP and Linux, you know, but it wasn't that after all. It was that the other adapter, I have two of them, was failing evidently. I think I finally put the strontium one that belongs in it in there, and it didn't work right either. So let's see about the permissions. Let's just look in. Let's do this now. Let's just do it as Don. I don't think that would allow me to do it, but let's try it since Don's the owner. One time I think I saw that happen. All right, it acted like it was working for a minute there. Now let's see. Nope, didn't work. So it can't do that. And I guess I think it's just simply because of the type of drive it is. If it was going to go through all the files, it would take anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 minutes. So depending on how much work it has to do. So that's not going to fix me up. And there's another thing I might try. I want to try though. Let's see. Videos. I want to go back in there. Yeah, my video is still working, but I'm going to close this because I need to cut down on my resource usage. Yes, I am. And okay, now I'm going to boot up. Boot up. I'm going to open up VirtualBox. It may have been that I used to be disk image files are not currently accessible. You will not be able to operate virtual machines. Okay, now which ones would that be? Forward or make comp is ISO. Huh. I don't know. I'm going to remove them. Oh, probably some that I removed from the disk. Release and remove. Okay. I probably took. I didn't pay attention. If that said Fedora 25, then that was the reason. But yeah, Linux. Okay. Yeah, virtual disk VDIs. Their file extension at 8 GB for Linux and 10 for Windows. And there's the actual size right now is only 3 on the Linux one and 846 on the Windows XP one. So it's getting. That's the other thing I was thinking about. I wonder if it's too full to work right. But probably not. That's a little over a gigabyte. That's getting pretty close. I thought, well, maybe it's too full to work right, but I don't think I can, and I don't know how to enlarge it. Modify. Let's see. I never saw that part before. Change the settings. Okay, normal, emulate, write through, spare, multi-attach. Immutable. That would be like unchangeable, write through. Oh, that's just all. I'll hit. Okay, type of medium is attached or indirectly. Changes are wiped out the next time the virtual machine is started. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, immutable, unchangeable. Write through. The type of medium is attached directly, ignored when taking snapshots. Shareable. The type of medium is attached directly, allowed to be used concurrently with several machines. Oh. Multi-attached. Type of medium is attached indirectly. So you could use that on a server so that one base medium can be used for several VMs which have their own different medium to store in their modifications. Oh, that would be awesome for a server. Okay. I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to leave it like this because I'm just using it in this one machine. But okay, see, I kept thinking maybe you could grow the size of that, the virtual size, so that when it get, like if I just give it a couple more gigabyte, I wouldn't worry about it filling this cache up, and having no more room to work. I don't think that just running that app should really do that to it, though. I already went through the settings before, tried to figure anything out about that. Yeah, I didn't even get to anything like that in there, so. Whoops, I'm going to start the virtual machine. And, oh, I forgot. I didn't share that drive that I want to get to. Actually, I don't know why. I should have read that because of that. I shouldn't have been an error there yet. I want to stop it until it's finished booting up, though. I've been shutting it down while it's trying to do its updates because I didn't want to wait. I left it there for one day, and it just sat there forever, 2 or 3 hours, and I got tired of waiting. At least the audio didn't go way back up again. But yeah, and if I try to mount it by going like I normally would, I've done this before. I'm not quite sure why it quit working, because if I click on that, that would mount it. Normally, that would mount my regular like 2 gigabyte USB sticks. It'll just mount it in here, and I can use it. And I swear that's how I did it before, and then I'd have be mounted in XP, not shared as a network. See, the sharing is a network sharing. It's on the same machine, but it's a virtual network. And so, you can't do all that kind of things like defrag a network drive easily anyway. You got to have some know-how. I've seen some apps and things like that to do things like that in Linux, like complete control, things like that. But I've never even tried to do that in Windows. So, well, sort of. But anyway, we'll go into all that. Come on. On my camera, yeah, my camera could be put in there. Both. Why is there 2 cameras? Logitech USB receiver. That must be that must be my wireless mouse. Yeah, that's my wireless mouse. It's plugged into my keyboard, to my Microsoft HP keyboard. I mean, telemouse is my regular mouse I'm using. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna. Well, since I'm already in here, I'll open up the deal, but I had taken that out so that it would. Well, I thought I took out my 32 gigabyte card so that it would quit giving me that error when I boot up, because when it's not plugged in, it keeps telling you it's not plugged in, and it says you may have trouble and all that. Maybe I never did get around to taking it out. We'll see. Now, Seagate expansion drive and downloads. That's all I have. So I forgot again. Okay, so let's shut down. Just barely gotten booted up. I don't know if I can see. It's not done booting up. I can't even shut down yet, really. I think I hear no more noise in the kitchen, and I want to get in there and get me something to eat. So I'm starving. I thought I might start this with its. Now it's not saying anything about updates. Maybe it'll hurry up and shut down. I thought I might get this started and let it run while I was getting me something to eat, and I can just stop my stream and come back later. But if I can figure out how to get it started, and then I'll use it to boot up. Parted Magic was working. I can still use it. It's just that I don't want to leave it not working right, really. Of course, I could break it trying to fix it, too. But, because the way I'm going to try to fix it is use some other defrag program. And I don't know if it works, if it will work right, because I never tried it before. Could mess everything up. This might not be a good idea. So maybe I should just use what works. That's all I really need right now is Parted Magic. Oh, it's doing that update. But that will not, well, it might finish. I left it, well, I don't, let's see, what should I do? I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. It stated 1 at 5 for 2 or 3 hours the other day. So what I need to do is go into settings, go into shared folders, and I need to go and add back. Kind of afraid that it won't work. Let's see. I need to add the 32 gigabyte SD card. Okay. I don't really think, and I'll do auto mount. No, if it doesn't get mounted, then it won't. Yeah. And I don't want it to be read-only, but, I believe I've written to it before, so let's boot up. Virtual machine execution may run into an error. Described below says that you make appropriate action. Well, seems to be a problem. Oh, the Seagate expansion drive. Oh, yeah, because I unplugged it. Okay. Right. Oh, but it was still showing up, but it's not going to be there. Well, I'm not going to click on it then. Yeah, it's still showing up the Seagate expansion drive as I saw it a minute ago. That's the error. I just wasn't in a hurry and I wasn't reading. Getting tired. It's almost 6. I've been up since about 3 this morning. I always want to, I get going, and once I get feeling a little better and I get going, I don't want to quit, and then I go too long. So I may end up, I wanted to come back and go back to work on the ASRock, trying to figure out what's wrong with that hard drive and stuff this evening, but I may have to quit. I need to eat, I know that. Let's go ahead and try. I'm going to open up. Gotta get my stuff set back the way I like it. I like it to stay like this. I don't remember. I'll not do that now. Okay, there's the 32 gigabyte. Now then, what I want to do is plain and simple make this drive contiguous to run. Wonder if I could run it as administrator. Did I try that already? There's not a link to it right there, but I wonder if you can. I already looked in here. There's not a run as administrator in XP. There is in 7. And probably, yeah, there is in Vista. I remember that too. So, I don't remember like logging into XP as an administrator to do this or anything. I think my user has administrative privileges. Let's go see. Well, let's just try to run it first. Okay, run. Yep, just quits again. Okay, let's minimize this and let's see if I see users. I need to get into like where the users and stuff are. I don't see it. I don't remember how you get there. My idea was to run total clear utilities. Well, when I was in here, I have a couple others installed. I don't know if they show up in this part, but I'll have to figure all that out later. But pretty sure I have administrative privileges on this user. Yeah, I can't even remember how you check it. So, I mean, it might fix it and it might break it. It would just be a shot in the dark to try to do it with the Glare Utilities or some other defrag app that I might have on here, or the Windows defrag. They may work somehow differently than this little. I mean, the guy that built this, that set up this, that programmed this whole Easy2Boot thing, he knew what he was doing definitely. So he may have this. It may be a custom script. May just be there to just make it easier, so that you just click on that and do it. He doesn't. If he tells you, "Well, go open up defrag and all that," and then you don't know how to make it do just that drive, then you'd run into trouble. I'd have to think about it real hard. But might be in control panel as far as what your user rights are. User accounts. Yep, control panel. There we go. Let's see. Account type. Yeah, administrator. So, see, I should be able to do whatever I want. So, I believe it would be best for me to do. Yeah, I don't think I could try this. Well, since I'm gonna go ahead and go and eat one way or the other. So if I mess things up and I can't mount that anymore, I'll just have to reboot. So I'm going to try mounting it after it's already been shared and see what happens. I don't know if it'll do that or not. Nope. See, that messed things up. So what is that? Safely remove hardware. What hardware? I was thinking that might be it. It could be that it's safe to remove USB mass storage device. Oh, okay. Okay, so it says it's there. My computer. Location is unavailable. Couldn't be heard on a computer network, and you make sure that you properly install and connected. Okay. Yeah, I just moved to a different location because I tried to mount it. So, all right. So all I do is mess it all up. Now let's see if I can safely remove it. Okay, safely remove. Now let's see. I'm gonna uncheck it after that and see what happens. Okay, it acted like it might have worked. Normally I just check and uncheck up here, which I think will do the same thing. I'm not sure. Now let's see if it came back. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe I haven't been doing right. Okay, well it didn't give the same error, but I don't see anything. That's weird. Okay. Ooh, I hope it didn't mess anything up. Did it go back to, oh, it went back to my Linux system. Let's look at it. So it just unmounted it and put it back in Linux without giving me trouble. Good, good. So that's what I need to do is safely remove. Note to self, don't just unclick it in here like I've been doing. You need to use the safely remove if you mount it in there like that. But it won't work, so either way, if it's a shared drive, then I can read it and everything. I think I can write to it, but I can't run that make files contiguous. It used to run. Maybe, I know it did run now. What the deal is now, I don't know. I'm going to go see if I can get something to eat. So turn this off, and if it wants to do updates, I'll let it try while I'm getting my food. Probably will. And got to get in that kitchen while the getting's good. Otherwise, mess around too long, I'll be in trouble. 'Cause I'm starving. I've already had 2 little candy bar bites, just little like 1 bite, really. Things, chunks, Nestle's, whatever they are, bites, some kind of little things, and some cashew nuts. Well, actually, in the last several hours, I've had 1 of those. Then later on, I had a cookie. Then I had another 1 of those, and then I had some nuts right after that. So, and it's still been like probably an hour since I had that last thing. Okay, so, and well, the reason it's important is because I'm diabetic, and it starts really mattering really fast. Okay, so and usually I don't let myself go that long. I just go eat when it's time to eat and just stay on a schedule. So anyway, I'm confused. Yeah, so I'm starving here. Okay, so well, you know, working on the actual hardware. That's what I'll just go ahead and use my little stick before I mess it up. Don't try to fix it. The part I really need the most is not broke. So yeah, I'll get into fixing all that other stuff later. And but it'll still help me. I'll use part of magic off of it, and I can see, you know, fiddle around with the wiring over here, see if I can get that drive to show up again. Figure out if it's damaged, you know, if it's finally died or something. And it could be that I'm kind of concerned that my power supply, it's not a very big one, and some of the caps were kind of looking swollen, but they weren't leaking or anything in the power supply. Because I looked at it, because this is the one that the motherboard had bad caps, and it had three blown out caps, I think, on it, and a whole bunch of swollen ones. And I put that brand new ASRock motherboard. I just happen to already have it, and it matched this dual core AMD. It'll go anywhere from dual core to 8 core. That's what's cool about that motherboard. I'll have to show that motherboard up close later. Oh yeah, you can, yeah, now you can see it's up in there. You can't see it good now, but I meant to do that earlier and I forgot. But anyway, I'm gonna go and come back. I don't know if I'll come back tonight or maybe I'll wait till tomorrow or something. We'll see. This is Don. Talk to you later.